Chapter number 1, Shloka number 32 to 35. Kim no rajyena govinda kim bhogaiर्जीवितेन वा येषाम् अर्थकाङ्क्षितं नो राज्यं भोगसुखानि च तायमेव सिता युद्धे प्राणं त्यक्त्वा धनानि च आचार्यपितरः पुत्रस्तथैव च पितामहः मातुला श्वासुरा पौत्रा शालसम्बन्धिनस्ततः एतान्न हन्तुम् इच्छामि ज्ञातोऽपि मधुसूदनः अपि राज्यस्य हेतो किं नो महि कृतः निहत्य धृतराष्ट्रन्न का प्रीति सज्जनार्दनः. Translation purport given by Divine Grace Bhakti Swami Srila Prabhupada. O Govinda, of what avail to us are a kingdom, happiness, or even life itself when all those for whom we may desire, they are now arrayed on this battlefield? O Madhusudana, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, father-in-laws, grandsons, brother-in-laws, other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me, why should I wish to kill them? Even though they might otherwise kill me, O maintainer of living entities, I am not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange for the three worlds, let alone this earth. What pleasure will we derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? Purport. Arjuna has addressed Lord Krishna as Govinda because Krishna is the object of all pleasure for cows and the senses. By using this significant word, Arjuna indicates that Krishna should understand what will satisfy Arjuna's senses. But Govinda is not meant for satisfying our senses. If we try to satisfy the senses of Govinda, however, then automatically our senses are satisfied. Materially, everyone wants to satisfy his senses. He wants God to be the order supplier for such satisfaction. The Lord will satisfy the senses of the living entity as much as they deserve, but not to the extent that they may covet. But when one takes the opposite way, namely when one tries to satisfy the senses of the Govinda, without desiring to satisfy one's own senses, then by the grace of Govinda, all desires of the living entity are satisfied. Arjuna's deep affection for the community and family members is exhibited here, partly due to his natural compassion for them. He is therefore not prepared to fight. Everyone wants to show his opulence to friends and relatives, but Arjuna fears that all his relatives and friends will be killed on the battlefield, and he will be unable to share his opulence after victory. This is a typical calculation of a material life. The transcendental life, however, is different. Since a devotee wants to satisfy the desires of the Lord, he can, Lord willing, accept all kinds of opulence for the service of the Lord. And if the Lord is not willing, he should not accept a farthing. Arjuna did not want to kill his relatives, and if there were any need to kill them, he desired that Krishna kill them personally. At this point, he did not know that Krishna has already killed them before they are coming into the battlefield, and that he was only to become an instrument for Krishna. Fact is disclosed in the following chapters. As a natural devotee of the Lord, Arjuna did not like to retaliate against his miscreant cousins and brothers, but it was the Lord's plan that they should all be killed. The devotee of the Lord does not retaliate against the wrongdoer, but the Lord does not tolerate any mischief done to the devotee by the miscreants. The Lord can excuse a person on his own account, but he excuses no one who has done harm to his devotees. Therefore, the Lord was determined to kill the miscreants, although Arjuna wanted to excuse them. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishram Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupaka Dhammayam Tadati Swapadantikam वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा शुभ गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगं लंघयते गिरिं कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणम्। So the platform in which Arjuna is speaking here is just a heads up that Arjuna is with Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, where they are discussing Arjuna has a problem and is trying to address his problem by sharing his heart. So this is a situation. And as part of that, now whatever Arjuna is speaking, Lord is also hearing. So when he says Govinda, he understands, he's actually speaking to Krishna. It's a very clear because it's two Arjuna and Krishna are there, they're discussing. So now Arjuna began giving reasons. Now a question should come. On one side, Krishna is telling to fight. On the other side, Arjuna doesn't want to fight. On the third side, Duryodhana wants to fight. When Krishna wants to fight, Duryodhana wants to fight. Seems like Duryodhana is actually following or abiding to the words of the Lord, because Lord also expects to fight. Duryodhana is also expecting to fight. But Arjuna, he is not expected to fight. He doesn't want to fight. And we hear that Arjuna is the pure devotee of the Lord. But looks like Arjuna is not hearing to the words of the Lord. If Arjuna is not hearing to the words of the Lord, how come he is pure devotee? That means, should we follow just like that? Or we should have right awareness? Now, how right awareness is coming, that is also important. Duryodhana on one side he wants to fight. Arjuna doesn't want to fight. It seems like here Krishna wants him to fight, but Arjuna doesn't want to fight. Seems like is a problem with Krishna. Seems like something is different. Arjuna doesn't want to fight. Why is Krishna telling let us fight for this? Let this battle be begin. And on the other side, Duryodhana wants to fight. Now, why Duryodhana wants to fight? Why Krishna wants to fight? Both wants to fight. Now, both are in the same state, na? Both wants fight. Why we say Duryodhana as is not a right person, but we glorify the Lord. We glorify the Lord so much. On one side we glorify the Lord, but on the other side Duryodhana, we don't glorify him. On the third side Arjuna, he is not, seems like Arjuna is not submissive. He is not following the words of the Lord. If Arjuna is not submissive, then how come he is pure soul? Oh, these are all the questions which will come in the heart. No, Arjuna doesn't want to fight. His consciousness is one, but Krishna wants him to fight. That means there is some difference in the consciousness of Arjuna because he is unable to take what Krishna is trying to tell him. Now, previously, when Krishna met Duryodhana, Krishna said, no, no battle. Duryodhana says, yes, battle. I want to fight. Krishna says, just give 5 villages. Duryodhana says, I will not give an inch. And he can give 5 villages, no? It's no big deal. He has whole dynasty. He says, I will not give. You put a battle, if you whoever wins, then they'll get the property. That means is Krishna behind the property? Why is Krishna telling to Arjuna that to fight? Now, just to put Pandavas on the battle on the assassin, 64 crore people have to die. It's not like one crore, 64 crore people have to die. Dear, what is? Now, if 64 crore people are dying, then who will take care of their children? Who will take care of their family members? And what's going to happen to them? Now, what's going to happen to the relatives? Arjuna doesn't want to fight. He says, how can I kill my family member? And Krishna says, you have to kill. That means is Krishna harsh? And Krishna doesn't have a relationship? Doesn't give importance to relationship? On the other side, Duryodhana says, Duryodhana is also telling to fight. But Arjuna is not. On one side, Duryodhana is following the words. Looks like externally when we see it, Duryodhana seems to be following the Lord with the words of the Lord. But nobody proclaims Duryodhana as a devotee. Oh, he's following. Following. He might not do Mama Nusmar Ijjasha, but he's following, he's fighting. Krishna is fighting, he's also fighting. So where is the problem? To the question yesterday, Rachana Mataji is asking, we've been in the process of Krishna consciousness, trying to practice. Now, how and why these anarthas are not going? We know who Krishna is. Excuse me. Still these anarthas are there. If Krishna is there, if we know Krishna, then why the anarthas are not going away? How can we become sincere? Now, Arjuna, when he is speaking all these words, dear devotees, he knows who Krishna is. That's why he came with Krishna. He knows what kind of relationship he has with the Lord. They both eat in the same plate. They're so close. They go to the forest together. They play. Since childhood, they are friends. That means since childhood, Lord is there with them. That means Lord stayed with Arjuna more time than Lord staying with the Brijavasis. Amen. Vapu. And Vapu, Lord is Lord is present more with Pandavas than anyone else actually. Or if Lord is present, then how come Arjuna is speaking like this? Why Arjuna is not following the words of the Lord? Just like we know who Krishna is, but still the anarthas are there. Why the anarthas are there? Why the anarthas are there? Please understand. We should ask this question. Yes, definitely. I'm practicing Krishna consciousness. Why the anarthas is not going away? They're there for a reason. Just like what Arjuna is speaking right now is there for a reason. Likewise, in the similar lines, not as is. In the similar lines, the anarthas which are there in the heart, they are there for a reason. Now, the what is very interesting. My mother-in-law was also asking the same thing in the morning. What Rachana Mataji was asking. Similar lines. Now, her question, been practicing since 15, 20 years. Why still we see the anarthas here and there? Why the anarthas are still there? Arjuna, he knows everything, na? Doesn't he know the rules of dharma? Doesn't he know dharma? Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam. He actually followed Mahajanayana Gata Sapanta. Who is that Mahajana? Bhishmadev. Arjuna followed Bhishma Dev. Dharma Tattvam Nihitam. Dharma means that Mahajanas, they are the epitome for Dharma, for following Dharma. That means when whoever comes in their context, they will tell all the principles of Dharma. That means whatever Arjuna is actually speaking now, these are the words which he learned from Bhishma Dev only. And that Bhishma Dev he has to kill. Now a person who has a heart, he cannot accept this. Period. Cannot accept this. For sure. Dear devotees, we cannot accept so many things in our life. But still, don't we think those things are happening? You expect your son or daughter to become number one, but they don't become number one. You aspire for that, but they don't those things will not be manifested. Just like Srila Prabhupada's father, whoever would come to their home, Prabhupada's father would tell, Gaur Mohanday used to tell, please bless my son so that he gets the service, gets the mercy of Srimati Radharani. That means is he speaking once, twice? No, no, continuously speaking. Whoever is coming is telling to everyone, please bless my child, please bless my child. See the intensity and the gravity, it's very deep. Duryodhana also doesn't want to fight. What is the intensity and the gravity for him? Property. Good now, what is the problem now to have a property? Why our acharyas are against these properties? It's good now to have. What is the problem? The problem is, just like Duryodhana is blinded, because what is he looking for? Property. He is fighting, but what is the intention of that fighting? Property. Now Krishna is also telling to fight. What is the intention of that? To establish dharma. Please understand, both are same thing. Krishna also wants to fight, Duryodhana wants to fight. But what is the intention of both of them? One person intention is selfish, other person intention is on selfless. That means Krishna, when he is telling that yes, Pandava should be on the throne, that means what is his intention? His intention is not just like Duryodhana, what he is manifesting. His intention is not that. His intention is something else. Completely opposite. That's why if two persons are there, if they have contrasting elements, they cannot understand the other person. Now, Krishna can understand, talking about two persons in this world. Krishna can understand the heart of Duryodhana. Krishna can understand the heart of Arjuna. That's why the battlefield of Kurukshetra is established for that only. To correct those mentalities. Now, here, please understand, Krishna is not just addressing Duryodhana here, he is also addressing Arjuna. And addressing Arjuna is more important because if Arjuna is addressed, Duryodhana is already addressed. For example, if there is pure soul, just like Srila Prabhupada, if Srila Prabhupada comes, all the hippies, all the devotees, all the devotees who came in the association of Srila Prabhupada, they all got benefited. That means if one person received what he is supposed to receive, then everyone else are benefited. Just like in a community, if the spiritual master comes and then takes the vow that I am here for the service of others. I am here for the well-being of others. I am here representing the words of the Acharyas and Lord Chaitanya. Because they are actually the guiding force, right? So that means what is happening? Entire community is actually uplifted. Because that person is practicing, na? If that person is practicing, everyone else will get a desire to practice. Oh, okay, let me also practice. Or if I don't go there, then I'm going to miss today. Or if I don't hear today, then, my consciousness will not be right. I cannot do my duties nicely. I cannot follow the dharma. Now Arjuna knows all the dharma, right? Why Arjuna doesn't want to fight? Just like we also know, to the words of Rachana Mata and to the words of my mother-in-law today, just like we also know what this Krishna consciousness is. But still these anarthas, why these anarthas are there? Because whatever unwanted things which are there in the heart that it did not go out yet. Anartha means what? Anartha means unwanted things. Until unwanted things are gone, pure consciousness will not be established. For example, there's a filthy, there's a bucket of filthy water. How do we remove the filthy water? You have to throw out that bucket and then add pure water. Then the purpose of the bucket is satisfied, is fulfilled. Purpose of the bucket is not to have filthy water. Purpose of the bucket is to actually give everyone an opportunity who comes to that bathroom so that they take bath. If the filthy water is there, will they take bath? No, they will not take bath. The filthy water has to be removed and then pure water has to be added. Then only they can take bath. Exactly, dear devotees. Exactly. This example is very apt. Exactly, if the anarthas are there, we cannot understand what Krishna consciousness is. That means if anarthas are there, I shouldn't hear, I shouldn't understand. No, no, no. We hear, we understand to remove those anarthas. When the anarthas are removed, then nobody has to tell us, oh, Prabhu, I don't see my spiritual master calling every day, Prabhu, oh, Nilgovinda, have you chanted your rounds today? Did you discuss today? Did you went introspection? Did you attend Mangalarti? Did you take care of your children today? Have you did your service? They'll not ask this every day. Because once the connection is established, it is the jiva who has to go anchor for that association. Not the spiritual master who is anchoring for that. Spiritual master, their Atma, they're satisfied. Their consciousness is satisfied. So the moment we understand that, yes, there are anarthas, that means if anarthas are there, I cannot pursue Krishna consciousness. That means if I'm perceiving, practicing, that will be on the surface level. Because anarthas are there now. Because anarthas are there, we are not getting realizations. Because anarthas are there, we are unable to pursue the truth. For example, another perspective of hearing truth every day. Dear devotees, when we are hearing the truth every day, it doesn't mean that we just hear that. The sadhaka who is hearing, he should aspire to follow that. Apply those things. Because if a person is just hearing and then forgetting, then will that be any benefit? Let's say you went to the class and then you're sleeping. Is that a benefit? It's not a benefit. It's not helping anyone. There is one Mataji who went to Bhagavad Sapta, Bhagavatam discussion, because his son is a devotee. He sent his mother, you go and hear. And then she goes, due to her tiredness, she would sleep. Then somehow there's a dog also next to her. And somehow she slept. She slept opening her mouth. And then dog somehow it passed urine. And then immediately she woke up and then she couldn't understand what's happened. And then son was asking, did you hear? How is the class? She's telling it is salty. That means what did they understand? They understood the essence of the class is that it is salty. Because that is association which is taken. Likewise, When the filthy water is there, when the filthy water is there, pure water cannot be added. Filthy water has to be removed. If the filthy water is removed, then only you can add pure water. When pure water is added, then you can take bath. You cannot take bath with filthy water. Likewise, if the consciousness is not improved or not elevated, then one cannot understand Krishna consciousness. Now a question will come, how is this consciousness improved? So Arjuna will also ask similar question. How is the consciousness is improved? He'll ask question, how the pure devotee looks, what does he do? How does he walk? Now, these are all the things which Arjuna is actually asking the Lord. And the Lord very patiently is answering all those questions. Now to the point, after knowing the science of Krishna consciousness, how is that still the anarthas are there? The primary reason why the anarthas are still there is our swabhava is dominated more than the Krishna consciousness. For example, if a person has the nature to get up early in the morning before coming to Krishna consciousness, let's say he went to RSS or NCC. In NCC or RSS, what do? They tell you get up in the morning, take cold shower, do your activities, and then go to office. That means they're already habituated to get up in the morning. Now, a person, when he comes to Krishna consciousness, he would see, oh, everyone is getting up in the morning. Because he already gets up in the morning. Now he's seeing people also getting up in the morning. He thinks that that is Krishna consciousness. Please understand, it's very important. Because he had that impression before. What is that impression to get up in the morning? Because now he's seeing devotees to get up in the morning and then chanting some prayers. Then, because he used to get up in the morning, he used to also do the same thing. Please understand. He's getting up in the morning, but he's also doing the same thing. Now it's for him, it's easy. And then he thinks that he's getting up in the morning. No, this is Krishna consciousness. That is his understanding. Likewise, another person who comes to the movement, he likes to read books. Now he sees Prabhupada books. Wow, so many books. Then he says that, wow, this is the best process. Please understand what am I trying to say is through our impressions, we take this process in that way. Through our impressions, whatever we perceive, we think that that is what Krishna consciousness is. That means we are seeing everything through our lens. We are not seeing through the lens of the acharyas. Do you see Prabhupada ever telling like this? No. But Prabhupada is always stressing. Read books, do Shravana Kirtana. He is always stressing. Now, this person who is just interested to read, he will also stress the same thing. What will he stress? Yes, Prabhupada said you should read Bhagavad Gita, you should read. Because he has that interest. Please understand. That means our awareness, our acceptance of the process depends on our interest. Just like Duryodhana's interest is what? To get the property. That's why he wants to fight. Because his interest is dominating more, he is unable to pursue 64 crore people. Please understand. He is unable to accept that, oh, 64 crore people have to die. He is not at all thinking about that because his only thinking is to get that property. You see sometimes dear devotees, if a person is recently wedded or about to get wed, you see they're always on the phone. Mother will tell, no, wake up, my child. The child would say, no, I'm already engaged. I cannot. That means what is happening? He's staying there, but his thought process is somewhere else. That means he's unable to come to the current situation, present moment. Because he's wandering somewhere else. This exact wandering is in our wandering of our life after life. Please understand. This is exact wandering actually. Now, through this reason, it's a very clear indication that yes, no doubt the anarthas are there. But I should also know how to come out of these anarthas. Amma, the first thing which we need to do to come out of these anarthas is we should be ruthless to to our body. In the sense, we should not feed this body sense gratification. First thing which we need to stop is feeding sense gratification to this body. Because if we stop feeding sense gratification to this body, we no longer are attached to this body, we no longer are connected to this body, we are there in this body, but we are using only this body as a machine, not anything else. This body is only a machine, dear devotees. Now, how I'll tell you, don't sleep for 3 days. You try to sit in Bhagavata or Gita. Don't eat for 3 days. Don't sleep for 3 days. We'll be madman. We cannot withhold that. Very difficult. Now, as that is very difficult, dear devotees, that is a proof and indication that there is something which is pulling us, dear devotees. Please understand. That something which is pulling, if we found that what that is, then we can come out of all these difficulties. And then the trigger is shown to us by the spiritual master because they tell us how to actually see that, how to perceive that, what to be done, what not to be done, how to do, how not to do. Or if the children are there, how do I take care of them? All these things do matter. Because when we deal about this, what is happening, dear devotees, we are actually getting connected to the consciousness of Arjuna. Getting connected to the consciousness of Arjuna means getting connected through the consciousness of our acharyas. Because it is through their mercy only we are able to discuss that. Otherwise, what can we discuss? Because this happened 5,000 years ago. What will we know? क्या मालूम होगा अपने को? Have you seen Vishnudev? No. Have you seen Arjuna? No. But you're discussing about them. What is this? That means if you are discussing about them, is he there or not? Yes, yes, yes. Dear devotee, definitely is there. But we cannot understand. Why? Because anarthas are there. See, everything is connected. Now, we shouldn't leave the process because the anarthas are there. Please understand. Are we came to the process to remove anarthas. Please don't go away. We don't have to go away. Rather, what we should do, we should actually understand how to come out of this. Now remember, I was discussing about the attitude. If a person's attitude is to read books, then he says, oh, this Prabhupada words, Prabhupada is also telling, read books. If the person's attitude is to honor Prasad, he says, yes, yes, yes. You see, Krishna, there is no difference in Krishna and his Prasad. Means Prasad is the best. I should immediately accept it. But whoever has the overall picture or overall understand of everything, that person will be victorious. That person can come out of this difficult state. That person can actually break this cycle of birth and death. With that consciousness, when you chant once, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, you'll come back to God. With that consciousness. But to get that consciousness, it's not easy. Because we're all there now. We all have to be given those choices. Is that not a difficult state here about this? It is very difficult. And Arjuna in which position is been kept is even more difficult. Please understand, whatever is speaking is actually by the mercy of Bhishma Dev only. But now same Arjuna, which all he learned, and the archery he learned from his spiritual teacher. Now he has to kill them. Please understand. And Arjuna doesn't want to do this. Now the Lord has to intervene in that and then explain this. If the Lord is not intervening, this sadhaka will never understand. Because sadhaka is already in an illusory state. Sadhaka will never realize that this is the perfect thing for me. Because he has no clue na. Please understand. उसको मालूम ही नहीं है. If he knows there is one thing, if he doesn't know, then what is the thing? For example, you're trying to dig something, looking for some gold or some quartz. Through quartz only we get gold, right? He's looking for quartz. He's digging so much. Finally, he was exhausted so much. Oh, I digged so much now. I will leave this. I cannot do that. I cannot continue. I already went 30 feet, 40 feet. I cannot do this more. He would have hit one more foot. He would have received quartz. And then through that, he would have got gold. He did not. Now, why am I telling this is, if we aspire for pure devotion, one day, you do one day dear devotees, your thought process will be different. But on the other side, no matter so much karma kanda, so much jnana, we might have cultivated so much wealth, so much, but none will give happiness or satisfaction to the heart. None. Not one or two, none will give satisfaction. Now, this none, we need to understand, is, is not an ordinary thing. That means, how are we seeing this world? The exact way we'll see Krishna also. Because whatever consciousness we have, that is what we'll see. For example, early in the morning, you had a quarrel. So when you go with the quarrel to the temple and you're seeing darshan of Jagannath Baldev Subhadramai, Gaurnita, you're seeing darshan of Srila Prabhupada. Glorify him, you're glorifying his followers. We're doing it. But if the consciousness is not right because you had a quarrel at home, will you be able to remember or will you be able to actually perceive the truth? No. But yesterday you did not. Day before yesterday you did. Why are you unable to do this today? That means consciousness, there is a change in the consciousness. It means consciousness somewhat diluted. The filthy water came. Good water, if the water is poured continuously, the filthy water can also be taken away. But if we have only same size, same quantity of filthy water and good water, then what do? You dump off the filthy water and then take the fresh water. Likewise, when the anarthas are there, you have to dump off those anarthas. How are we dumping off those anarthas? That's another question. Now, how did Arjuna do? Now, I'll tell something. एवं युक्त अर्जानां उपसवित् विसृजय शासरं क्लचापं शोकसंविघ्नमानसः. Sanjay said, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrow and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief. Now, if Arjuna is pure devotee, then why grief is coming? Now we can say it's the arrangement of the Lord. But why Krishna arranged like that only? Now one devotee was not a devotee, one person is actually telling. In chapter 1, Arjuna seems like he cried. Yes, definitely. Arjuna cried. By seeing the cry of Arjuna, Krishna is also crying. That means Krishna is crying because Arjuna didn't follow his words. Krishna is crying because there is no battle. Why is Krishna crying? Krishna is crying because Arjuna is unable to understand what Krishna wanted to give him. तो सुन रहे नहीं. Arjuna is not thinking. Now he is also washing, he is also doing so many things. Now he is quoting shlokas also now. He's speaking on dharma only. But that dharma is not giving satisfaction. That means even dharma will be defamed if that dharma is not connected to the Lord. Please understand, dharma ka bhi gaya. Even dharma is removed. But When the dharma is also removed, when there is no connection to the Lord. That means even if you do, there is no value to it. Just like you have a bank account. Let's say you have 10,000 rupees in that. Let's say you gave the 10,000 rupees to your friend. Now again you went to the class. Do you do you have that? We do not have that. Please understand. That means you gave the money. Will you have the money? You will not have money because you already given. Oh, दे दिया. We have given it. That means if the money is gone, it's gone. We do not have that. Likewise, here the Arjuna is trying to follow the dharma. He's trying to tell about dharma, but if we actually see that dharma is without the presence of the Lord. Now it's easy to tell without the presence of the Lord. Now, does it apply to us or this applies only to Arjuna? No, Arjuna didn't come to the state of surrender yet. But Arjuna is sharing his heart now. All the sharing his heart, he is not even asking an opinion to the Lord. What do you think, Krishna? Because he's next to him now. Please understand the illusory state, the material realm. Arjuna is kept in the material realm. Material realm is who is dominating? Not true ego. False ego is dominating. Please understand. To that false ego, what happens? Why should I tell him? Should I tell everything and then do? Why should I do? Because the false ego is so deep rooted, na? The false ego will always have so many calculations and means to get what we want. That means, what are we? We are this. But the false ego is what? Are we this? We are not this. But the false ego is showing that we are this. And the false ego is telling, if you satisfy this, then you will be happy. Please understand here. Now, Arjuna is affected with that false ego. If he is not affected, he would have at least asked the Lord. Oh. No, everything is arrangement. But dear devotees, please understand, there's so much to learn at every step. No, Arjuna is addressing here as Govinda, and Srila Prabhupada is clearly mentioning here that if you satisfy the senses of the Lord, which is Govinda, Govinda means satisfying the senses of the Lord. That means the moment we satisfy the senses of the Lord means we are satisfied. Please understand. That means the Jiva doesn't have to put an extra effort to satisfy himself. Now he's not in this state. Or abhi 16 mala kiya na. 16 rounds are complete. Now I'll watch some YouTube videos. I'll see this, I'll see that. I'll see what's happening in the news. क्या किया ट्रंप ने टैरिफ के ऊपर? What did happen? क्या हुआ? What happened to the tariffs? Because what is happening? We chanted 16 rounds, and after that, what is happening? Or we hear the class. After that, what is happening? We are coming to our first state. Please understand. I'll tell another example. This is called as Markata Vairagya. Now, what is Markata Vairagya? Markata Vairagya means the person along with his family members goes to crematory. Now, why he went to crematory? Because one of his family members they died. And then when going to the crematory, they're all discussing. What is this? Everything seems to be temporary. This person was very active up until yesterday. All of a sudden, what happened to him? Then through this understanding, what comes first is, oh, everything seems to be temporary here. Okay, okay. Then through this understanding, another deeper perspective will come. Oh, I shouldn't deal anything in this world because there's a problem here. This came now. The moment he leaves the crematory, again he is back to square one. Now, why the Jiva is back to square one? Please understand, there is a reason for that. It's very, 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 very strong reason for that. Just like why we do not, why these arthas are not going, same reason. Because dear devotees, we are not at all interested to that. And not even that. What is dominating more is our nature, our sabhava, our attitude is dominating us. That's why what is happening? The moment class is finished, back to square one. Oh, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Now, it depends on the person. Now, if a person who's in a near-field state doesn't want to elevate his consciousness, for him it is good. Because for him, what happens is, अरे यार ये क्या क्लास है every day he'll tell about soul, every day he'll tell about Arjuna, Krishna, Duryodhana. What is this? Every day is every day. Because his attitude, his consciousness is not there. That's why he's feeling this as heavy. For example, if a few heavy words are used, dear devotees, in the relationship, if a father is not happy with the son or the daughter, he will teach a lesson by, you know, by giving him small difficulties, by beating him, so that the child would understand. The essence of beating is not to beat him. The essence of beating is not to put him down. The essence of beating is to cultivate his consciousness. Now, in this material world, also, material nature, what is she doing? She is also beating. But through the beating, what is she doing? She is also giving some material happiness in between. Now, the moment the material happiness is received, I'll give an example. A donkey, she's going behind, male donkey is going behind female donkey. A female donkey is kicking on the face multiple times. And the donkey is so much affected. The blood is also coming because the female donkey is kicking on the face. Next day, if the female donkey is okay to give association, the male donkey will forget everything what happened yesterday. Now, why am I telling this? This is an example used by Srila Prabhupada. The female donkey is kicking on the face continuously. But the male donkey, the moment it gets this, it is understanding that I am gonna get sense gratification now, it will forget everything. This is what material nature will do. Material nature is a female donkey. It will give little happiness through so many ways. Dana, Jana, Sundari, Kanaka, Kamini, Pratishta, Puja, Labha, Pratishtha, prestige, name, fame, profit, adoration, advancement at the office, getting higher degrees, doing PhD to get green card or something else. So many things. Why? Because Jiva wants sense gratification. Now, what is he doing? Just like a donkey is actually hankering or aspiring for that association of the female donkey, the conditioned soul in this world aspires for the happiness of this world. Through that happiness, what is happening? Even though they hear about Krishna consciousness, what happens? They cannot take the truth. Because what is happening immediately after coming out of the class, we again come to our back to square one. That means we have so many attachments of this world. We tend to fall to one of those states. So through those attachments, what is happening? We try to fulfill our own desires. And through that fulfillment, what is happening? Karmas are added. That means the baggage is already big. No, the baggage is increased. Now, through this increased baggage, we get another life. This is how we get another life. Now, what Rajaras are telling, if you change in the consciousness once, everything is changed. But if you don't want to change, there's a problem. That is what exactly is happening here. Arjuna is telling her, why should I kill this? My family member, my brothers, sisters, cousins, everyone. I don't want to kill. Now, Krishna doesn't, don't. Doesn't Krishna know that Arjuna's family members are also part of it? Lord knows that. That's why he puts in the difficult state. Because through the difficult state, what he wants Arjuna to be elevated. The consciousness has to be elevated. Please see this, dear devotees, how the situations they help so much. You see, Arjuna, he had so much. He learned so many lessons through through that conversation. Arjuna, Arjuna Vacha. Now, through that submission, what is happening is Arjuna he begins asking questions. Now he's not asking questions, he's actually telling his heart. Please understand, to the problems of what Arjuna faced, Krishna wants to give a Gita just to satisfy that one person. That means Krishna is ready to become a charioteer just to fulfill, just to make sure that Arjuna is satisfied during the battle. Because Krishna knows Arjuna will not come if I don't go. If I do not have right consciousness, if I do not, if Krishna doesn't want to come. And also the other thing is, Arjuna is a chosen devotee. It's not like anyone can go and then sit on the chariot and then Krishna will speak to them and he will ask the questions. Krishna will give the answers. It's not like that. That's already been given. Prabhupada came, that's already been given. We're following the truth. We are moving forward more and more. Because dear devotees, what are we giving? We are giving importance to his words. Now, Prabhupada is very clearly telling, if the senses are used in the service of the Lord, automatically our senses are satisfied. Bapre. But if the senses are not used in service of the Lord, bafflement. That is the essence of Govinda. That Govinda we should understand. Who this Govinda is? What should I do? What should I aspire? How should I aspire? What should I lead? How should I lead my life? All these things. Hare Krishna. So please understand this. This is a very important science, Krishna consciousness. And this has to be dovetailed in the way which is actually not suiting us, which is suiting our acharyas. If we literally do what they are telling us to do, you'll really realize what Krishna consciousness is. That means to conclude, the answer is if we really aspire for pure devotion, you'll get that association. And then if you continue doing that year after year, day after day, then what happens? You are sheltered and protected. For sure, you don't have to travel with, you don't have to quarrel with anyone in this world. क्यों जरूरत ही नहीं है ना? There's no reason for that. Arjuna is lamenting. There's a reason for that. His lamentation is out of compassion to the jivas. His lamentation is not that, oh, I'm going to lose the property. No, no, no. He has no idea about that. He doesn't want to go to that state. He knows that is a material realm. He doesn't want to engage in that. He wants to engage in real consciousness. That's why the moment Arjuna began accepting the words of the Lord, he's been kept again back into the internal energy of the Lord. See the beauty of the science. This is what it is, Krishna consciousness, very special. Hare Krishna. So I'll stop here. One thing which we need to understand, if somebody is causing problems to the Lord, Lord is ready to accept. But if someone is causing problem to his devotees, oh Lord will never accept it. Likewise, even the relationship should not be loose, especially among the devotee circle. It should not be loose. One should have a dedicated group who are interested to hear. And that group should really take this truth to the core of the heart. Through the taking the truth core of the heart, what is happening, then that person will actually realize the presence of the Lord. Just like Arjuna realized. Because Arjuna surrendered after he has unlimited grief. No, we don't have to go through unlimited grief to surrender. If you are straightforward, we'll surrender. If you are simple, we'll surrender. If you are not looking for any name, fame, profit, adoration, we'll surrender. If there is anything else other than these things, we will not surrender. But Krishna is telling up until surrender, we will not understand what Krishna consciousness is. That means I don't want to deal that. You remember this beginning conversation. A person wants to read the books. That's why he says, oh yes, yes, Prabhupada books are great. Because it is connected to him. I'm not saying that that is right or wrong. Please understand. Through the mentality only we will see the truth. Through our consciousness only we will see the truth. Now, if a person is not accepting that, we need to understand, he wants something else. Or his consciousness is somewhere else. Period. And then the moment we understand that, we don't dwell in that, we stay where we need to stay and then take that association and move forward. Yesterday, to the words of Sushilpa Amma, he said there are so many Shiksha Gurus. Yes, that is true. But who is feeding you? Who is feeding us? That is important. But so many people, like just like in the family, there is brother, there is cousin, there is uncle, there is aunt, there is grandfather, there is grandmother. How many mothers you have? One. Now, what does that mother know? That mother will know everything about you because that mother has access. Just like a dog, the dog is trained. I don't want to use this dog example. Let's say there is a student in the class. If the student is very submissive to the teacher, do you think that the teacher will ignore the student or the teacher will actually share more to the student? And a teacher will share more to the student because the student is submissive. Now, Arjuna, here in this particular state, the consciousness is different. That's why there is grief coming. But if the student is submissive, he'll understand everything. Likewise, there might be so many teachers. But there is one teacher who knows everything. Who knows everything, who knows everything in and out of us. Because the Lord has given that teacher that understanding, that through that understanding, he is understanding the heart of the student. Because Lord has given by the mercy of the acharyas, they empower the souls. Through that empowerment, what happens? They know what is best for them. This everyone else will not know. Just like mother only knows what is required for the child, what is right for this child. Mother knows, not the others. Very important. The relation is so deep actually. Because if the relationship is deep, then only we'll understand the truth on a deeper level. Otherwise, you cannot understand the truth on a deeper level because the relationship is shallow. For example, if the relationship is deep, they discuss so many things. Yes or no? The Mataji, she'll discuss only with the husband. If there's anything else is there, there's a Prabhu here there. Do you think that the Mataji will take that association? No, she'll not take that association. Because she understands what is her position, what is her duty. She's simply abiding to that and she's simply doing it. Exactly, the spiritual teacher or the spiritual master, they do exactly the same thing. That's how they take it, that's how they give it. They take through relationship, they give through relationship. Now you can say, one person is telling to read books. The other person is telling to do something else. The other person is telling to do service. Prabhu is telling everything is in relationship. So which one to take? Which one to take? Wherever our heart is responding, we should take that. No, heart is not responding to anyone. That means we are somewhere there. We are doing some problem. Either we are not hearing attentively or we are not feeling the relationship. We are not hearing through relationship. If we are not hearing through relationship, then we cannot get that essence. Hare Krishna. I hope I'm making sense today. Please, please introspect. Please ask all the questions. Please share. Please discuss. It's very important. I hope Rachana Mata, you understand. You got the answer for your question. If the attitude is changed, everything is
Hare
changed.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Making
Hare
sense,
Krishna
Amma?
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Amma.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I understood few things which I understood I would like to say. Like we have to satisfy Govinda, not our senses. We have to check our consciousness whole day. We have to be ruthless to our body to come out of the anartha. And we have to accept the process as per our acharya, not our way, not what we think or what our consciousness is saying. This is my understanding for today, Prabhuji.
So when we do that, what happens is, without our understanding, the anarthas will go away. Arjuna is speaking in chapter 1 that there is grief. He will not speak about grief after that. He's not. Actually, he is awestruck. But Sanjay did not record that. Arjuna is awestruck. Where did this grief went away? What's happening here? But his reactions confirm that he's free from that grief. How? Because he says that I'm ready to accept the surrender process. Through that process, through that consciousness, we can conclude that Arjuna is free from grief. That's why Lord gave him the reins to fight. Please understand. So very important. Now, Arjuna is kept in another state, which is again 360-degree turn from what he was in chapter 1. That means the conclusion of Gita is what? Is exactly opposite to the beginning of Gita. In the beginning of Gita, he is suffering with so much grief. But the end of Gita, he is doing the service in a joyful, loving way. That is the magnanimity of this process. That is the beauty of this science. So what we need to do? We should be free from our false ego. Very important. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Amma. I think I'll stop here. Please excuse me if I caused an inconvenience. Anyone else would like to add? Otherwise, we'll stop it here.
Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances for all the to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji beautifully explained and Mataji also summarized. Uh, um, and I just want to share that we wouldn't know that we have false ego in the first place. For that we need to introspect and then continue here, and then contemplate on what we heard in the class. Then only we'll get to know, we'll get those realizations through the mercy of the hearing, of the class, of the message which was shared. Then that's the starting point, right, Prabhu? Otherwise, we wouldn't know whether we have false ego or not in the first place. To know it is.
When false ego is there, the false ego will not confirm us that there is false ego. So the false ego will never reveal himself. The false ego, मुझे क्या है? सब बढ़िया है. Everything is great. If the sadhaka has true ego, he will not be here. He might be here, but his consciousness will not be here. He's in a different state. As false ego is there, we don't get ruchi and ashakti because the attitude character is a false ego only. That means the attitude character means the attitude is shown only in that way. Just like Duryodhana, his always attitude is always correcting because false ego is in. False ego is always correcting and then telling, no, you have to stick with this. You have to stick with this is your property. The false ego, na? False ego will show that which is not. Or whatever we have, technically it is not ours. But through false ego, it will show that it is ours. So if it is ours, while we are going, we should also carry forward, na? Why are we not carry forwarding? Whatever we are carry forwarding, that is what we are. What we are carry forwarding our subtle ego, our subtle body. Through that subtle body, this false ego is there. That means that false ego, in an impure state, we are carry forwarding that. Through that impure state of false ego, through that carry forwarding, what is happening? We are getting another body. Because the controlling ship is there. Through that controlling ship, what is happening? The jiva will get another body. This is called as attitude character. That means attitude is continuously correcting. Correcting in what way? Not in true way, or correcting in false way. Through that falsity, what is happening? We are bewildered. We don't understand that we are servant of the Lord. We see that this is mine. That's a problem. That's a big problem. That Arjuna was showing this problem. Why people will skip chapter 1? Why they don't understand? Because they don't see through the lens of the acharyas. Actually, if you understand chapter 1, you'll understand your heart. If we don't understand chapter 1, we'll never understand what it is. That means if chapter 1 is not understood, then later on you'll discuss, oh, Dehinosmin yata dehe. I'm not this body, but a powerful spirit soul. We'll repeat the same thing to somebody, new person coming now. We'll tell him, oh yes, I'm not this body, but a powerful spirit soul. But that conviction is not there in the heart. Because we don't act on the soul platform, we act on the body platform. This is the acting on a body platform is itself the false ego. We tell we are the servants of the Lord, but we cannot act on that. That is why we require mercy. That's why we require mercy. When we hear, we will realize that these things are not in my hands. This is not in my control. I should do something to invoke that mercy. What I should do, this is what we should add the spiritual ashta. There's so many people, we need to figure out whom to ask. Diksha Guru will give initiation and then he'll go. So many other teachers will come in our life. They will tell what is Krishna consciousness and they will also go. But there will be one person who will be waiting. I was telling a devotee last, I think 6 months back. Now you are hearing this truth, you are understanding this truth. Even if you go, I said by the mercy of the acharyas, I'll be waiting for you. You will not come. I know you will go, but I'll be waiting for you. Now that person will not realize that. Why they will not realize? Because they never experienced that relationship. Because those personalities, they have more they are more convinced to give that association to us. Actually, it should be on the opposite side. But this is Kali Yuga. Na? In Kali Yuga, the interest is not there. Nobody wants to correct his anarthas. That's the problem. Arjuna was interested, that's why he's a pure devotee. He wants to correct his consciousness. That's why he became pure devotee. Not become, he's a pure soul. But the conditioned souls in this world, they are not interested. That is a problem. To understand this also, it's difficult. Because we think that we are good. Even though the problems are there, what the situations will not allow us to come out of that problem. We have reasons also to give. That's why it's not easy. That's why to understand what Arjuna went through, it's not easy. We should aspire for immense mercy. Then only we can understand this. It's very important. Correct.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so very much.
Correct.
One who realizes the one who takes the truth to the heart and realizes and experiences the pleasure that Krishna is given, they only will have that compassionate heart to share, to give that mercy. And somehow or the example that you gave, it's actually the other way around. Whoever wants to advance, they should come and plead, please give this knowledge, please. But it's actually opposite which is happening, which is going on every day. Like as the Kali Yuga, that's how Vyas Bhagavan, Narad Muni to Vyas Bhagavan, Srila Prabhupada came to the West. And
that's when Ardhamuni, he tells Vyasdev, please don't tell about these things, karma kanda, this, that. They cannot get connected. Because there's no relation in that. Give him the essence. Tell them Bhagavatam. But that is the establishment of that connection. Otherwise, they'll not realize. It's very important. Yes. Yes, Asha Mataji.
हाँ, हरे कृष्णा, दंडवत प्रणाम आपके चरणों में, सभी के चरणों में। ऑल ग्लोरी टू शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। हम रोज हम आपका कथा सुनते हैं और हमें बहुत बहुत अच्छा मिलता है और ज्ञान भी बहुत मिलता है। और आज मैं बहुत खुश हूँ क्योंकि मेरे हस्बैंड ने फर्स्ट टाइम एकादशी का व्रत की भगवान की कृपा हुई उन पर, और वो पहली बार एकादशी का व्रत उसने आज किया है, तो इसलिए मैं बहुत खुश हूँ आज। हरे कृष्णा।
Correct. I think I'll stop here. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Babaji, then you